Hi Libra, welcome to your 2020 tarot reading. This is from a site called tarot.com, although I got it from Pinterest. They call this the Year Ahead Tarot Spread. I'm Raina, and I just did your end of December reading, and I realized that you were the last one, so I said, okay, well, I'll do back-to-back tarot readings for Libra. So I'm going to lay out the cards and then I'll let you know what each position is because I haven't memorized it yet. And it's easier for me to do it after the fact. Oops. Oops, I should do it like this so that you can see it. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. The first position is called Sunset. Lessons from your previous year. There's actually a couple of cards that talk about the previous year, but in different contexts. So lessons from the previous year, Page of Wands. Well, did you begin a new relationship with a fire sign? Your opposite sign, Aries or Leo or Sag, and how did that go? In general, I think that with the Page of Wands, we're talking about the beginning stages of a creative project or something that is personal to you, that is, creative, individualistic, and that you feel really strongly about. So an example would be, let's say you started a small business, and it may not have been your main gig or anything like that, but you told people about your dream, and people had their own little opinions. In other words, shooting it down, poking holes in it. I see the Page of Wands as super enthused. But if it's a lesson, it means that you have to, there's a phrase, not guard your heart, but, I wish I could think of that, but I think you know what I mean, where you keep your own counsel, if you will. When you have creative ideas, oh yeah, like especially if they're still in the idea phase where somebody could steal those ideas, that you don't just like kind of let the cat out of the bag, because it could easily lead to somebody else taking your ideas, or, and I don't know what is worse, if they shoot them down and tell you that, kind of dampen your joy, because there's a real sense of, wands are fire, the fire element, and a page is like a child, and if you think of childlike joy, that's how I see it. Now, another thing that could be is the inner child. I mean, I don't know if this card specifically relates to that, but I can use my own discernment and decide to talk about that, because that may be something that you have been getting, understanding the importance of, if you feel like you lost that. Something with creativity. And also, since pages can be about messages, maybe positive talk, speech. How do you speak about yourself even to others, or even how you speak to yourself or about yourself. The second card is Horizon. What you can expect in the next year. And you got the Hermit card, which is a card of contemplation. It's a card of, going within. And so perhaps for some Libra people, this will be a more, a quieter year, a more solitary year. I think that is a great thing for air signs because they do tend to be very social. And let's say that you are, that you have this idea for a creative project. An artist has to spend a lot of time alone, not only thinking up what they're doing, but in the process of creating it. And so other people can be quite an obstacle to an artist. And, I don't think that a lot of people understand that. But if you have ever, seen a documentary or read a biography on a famous artist, you will find that they had to cultivate that. And with the Hermit, this could also be like a spiritual thing where, and I do equate art with spirituality, but you know what I mean, where you are trying to develop yourself more in an interior kind of a way. And, sometimes it can be that you're going in a different direction in life and you want to just be contemplative so you can figure out what's the best choice to make. The third card is obstacle, a challenge you'll face this year. What do you think this means? Well, one big thing it can mean, Libra, is reuniting with somebody. Maybe somebody comes back. And I'm almost getting this vibe, with the Hermit card and, with the Page of Wands. Yes, I should have said that too. Maybe you have become your own person recently with the Page of Wands, that you're free, that you're beginning anew. And for some people that have had a difficult relationship that they have freed themselves from, what can happen is that person, like if they are a narcissistic type, it's like they have an uncanny sense of as soon as you are more independent, that's when they come back, because they know that they don't have control over you and they need to get that control back. So if that resonates with you, understand, be prepared for somebody like that coming back. And before you even consider allowing somebody back into your life, remember why you split up in the first place. Don't get so caught up in the reunion that you would be willing to overlook that. Also, if maybe the Page of Wands is a passionate love affair, you may find that you are having trouble with what the Hermit is requiring of you in 2020. That you are supposed to be spending a lot of time in solitude and contemplation, and you're infatuated with this new relationship and you want to commit to it. So you may be feeling like, I want to be with this person, but yet at the same time, there's an influence in my life this year that is speaking of the spiritual, the solitary, rather than, anything involving another person. So you might feel pulled in two different directions, in other words. Okay, the fourth card, strength. How to harness your inner power. Ooh, I like this. The Three of Wands is a card of, seeing the bigger picture, the conquering those mountains in the background. So that's like expanding your territory. This could even be like traveling and wanting more for yourself, not settling for less. So in terms of strength, again, I would say independence. Don't, like, for instance, if you have, I just did your end of December, as I stated, and I had a similar theme where it was like maybe you've ended this relationship, but you feel tempted to go into a new one right away. And is that wise? And I am one of those people that don't think it's ever wise to go from one relationship to the next without taking a breather. Because in the first place, people are not interchangeable, and, there has to be some kind of acknowledgement that there is, that it's almost like, needing to digest your meal before you have another meal. And it strikes me as a little bit like kind of unconscious to go from one relationship to the other, and it's almost like being addicted to relationships. And also feeling like I have to do it now. What if that person leaves? If that person really is committed to you, they will respect your situation and want to help you to make that transition from being a person in this long-term relationship to a single person. And then, when the time is right, getting together with you. The Three of Wands can even be, there's like this emphasis on you as an individual, and also so that independence, but also with the Hermit, that sense of transcendence maybe too. That it's not just about the affairs of this world. Okay. The fifth position is advice, and this is another one of those cards reflecting upon last year. What is the advice? And I think I got this, this was the final card in the December reading. The Queen of Swords as advice is being able to make a decision, to me, in a very decisive way, where you're not second guessing yourself, but specifically because of emotional reasons. Like feeling guilty. Feeling like, did I do the right thing? Should have I done something else? And the idea of like not allowing your emotions to cloud your judgment is really what that is about. And again, with the Page of Wands, that feeling of autonomy, I think that's another thing too. But it's kind of like feeling like a little kid that just, on his first day of summer vacation, where you just feel so free because you've been in school all year. That feeling is something that you don't want to forget, because again, people they go right into another relationship, and they don't learn from their mistakes that that's not a relationship isn't the answer to all our problems. 6, card 6, navigation, guidance for the year ahead. It's this card. 9 of Cups. I think I got this card too, didn't I? I keep forgetting, right after I do the reading. Wish fulfillment. Yeah, I think I got this for you as well. Wish fulfillment, but I would say follow your bliss. Do the kind of things in 2020 that are connected to what your dreams are. Don't defer your dreams in 2020. Not for a relationship, not out of guilt, like you have to atone for some imaginary sins. And the last thing is the 7th card, clarity, your personal theme for the year. Now, I almost laughed because the Hierophant sometimes can be connected to marriage, upholding those traditions that, our society deems, enduring and valid. And but the Hierophant is also, obviously they're this person's dressed in religious garb, so it has to do with our religious beliefs. So that goes along with the Hermit too. But I think that, one thing about the Hierophant is that because it's about tradition, the theme can be about whether or not to conform. And so is Libra a traditional sign? I would put Libra in a neutral category. I think Libra wants to fit in. I think Libra wants to be accepted. And so if that means in a particular culture to conduct themselves in a certain way, then they may conform to, it's like when in Rome, do as the Romans. But on the other hand, I think that Libra is quite progressive. It's a masculine sign. Masculine signs tend to be more progressive, I think, because they are interacting with the outer world. So there's always more, to me, expansive energy there, rather than in the subjective inner world that is more based on your personal surroundings and life itself. So the bottom line is that I would take this card to specifically refer to your spiritual aspirations in 2020, and to really focus on them and allow them to lead you to other things. Who knows? Maybe it will be a relationship, but perhaps it will be a relationship with somebody that you meet in yoga class, somebody who can be your spiritual partner, not just a romantic partner, but a spiritual partner who helps to bolster your faith and your desire for spiritual enlightenment and things like that. So anyway, Libra, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful year of 2020. If you would like a personal reading, I am at rainandmoonastrology.com. Take care. Bye.